Today I'm trying out the pencil in Tayasui Sketches. Hi everyone, I took this photo quite a long while ago. It's in a place called Grindleford in Derbyshire. It's a lovely sunny day, nice trees. For some reason I put this green filter on the photo. I thought it would make a great sketch. Tayasui Sketches is my new sketchbook. So here we go. The reason I chose this app was for the pencil and the fact that you could tilt the pencil for shading. So that's what I thought I would have a go at. So I've taken this photo of the trees, and you can see I'm pretty much working on the side of the pencil all the time to start with, and I'm putting in big broad strokes, and that gave me a lovely texture on the paper, and the sort of emulated the texture on the ground and in the photo. So that saved me a lot of work trying to draw in all of those little bits of soil on the ground and clumps and things, and I just went in with this shading pencil technique. So really like that. I only used the pencil. I put a wash on this in a bit, but for the pencil I just used the basic pencil, and I didn't change the size of it or the opacity or anything through the old drawing. I just stuck with one size, and you can see there it's about 3/4 way of the size of the pencil, full opacity. And then to get the detail work, I just used the pencil on the tip as you would with a real pencil, and then all the shading to get those nice thick strokes was done with a tilted pencil. And I used a kind of a green. I started off with a greeny, dark green colour, just because that's what the photo was. I took a photo course a long time ago. I've actually got I think it's a GMVQ level 3 in photography, or something like that. And that was one of the photos I did for part of the course. I don't know why I used that, but anyway, I sort of dug it off an old Flickr account I had set up a long while ago, and I was sort of looking for ideas. I thought, oh, I'll just check out that Flickr account, and this was one of the pictures that came up. I don't use the Flickr account anymore. All the photos are still up there. Anybody can see them, but I don't use it. So anyway, I'm sort of just using that pencil, and you can see you press on harder, you get much darker lines. I did use the slider at the bottom to go from sort of dark green to jet black and so on. And you can see there I'm sort of just using the edge of the pencil to put in a bit more of a sharp edge in the background, and then sort of sharpening up those tree trunks. Notice I've kept them lighter at the top. I've not gone for the full dark shade all of the way up. So I was really pleased how this sketch came along. It took about 40 minutes, perhaps, or something like that. And as a sketch, I think it works really nice. Of course, you sort of get tempted to do other things, and we'll talk about that in a minute or two. So this is, I guess it's sort of getting close to the end of this sketch. I'm just sort of putting the final details in, putting in a few branches and twigs, adding a few more rocks on the ground, so the middle ground to the left, and a little bit more shading. I then go into the sort of contour of the land with some very loose hatching there, and then assign it. So that's my pencil sketch, but you know how it is. You can't stop there. I've signed it, and I'm thinking, let's put a wash on it. Let's just go with the watercolor wash and turn this into a pencil and wash sketch. I'm really glad I did. I don't know if you prefer the pencil sketch on its own or the colour and wash. Be interested to see what your thoughts are on that. But what I did discover was that this watercolour brush is really cool, that it puts in these sort of what I would call cauliflower marks. You look at the top right of the painting, you can see that sort of edge, which looks a bit like the surface of a cauliflower. And, you could consider that a fault in watercolour, but I thought it added a really realistic a real, that's my Facebook notification annoying me again. Yeah, I thought the watercolor added a real realistic look to the sketch, and I really like that. Of course, I didn't stay with the colours on the photo. I added some more colours. I used some white to put in highlights because it was a nice sunny day and I wanted to get the impression that the sun was coming through these trees and sort of putting shadows on the rocks or not rocks, boulders really, I suppose, and on the edge of the trees. So I did a little bit of work with that. I didn't know when to start. I was really enjoying this, so I don't think it's a case that I overworked it. I was just really enjoying it, and I didn't want it to stop. I wanted to keep going because I was really having a bit of a blast with Tayasui Sketches. This is a really cool drawing app. You know I use different apps for different things, and I have pretty much, somebody asked me in one of the quotes, am I still testing loads of apps? Do I use lots of apps? And I say, yeah, I'm always up for testing new apps, but I'm this will now be my sketching app. So all my sketching will be done in Tayasui Sketches for the foreseeable future. I'm never going to abandon Procreate. That's, a sort of a mainstay application. Art Studio Pro, I'm really liking that. I will be using that. And then, of course, Art Rage. I use Art Rage just because of the thick paint brush that's available in that. And they are going to be my main apps that I use and move forward with on the iPad. Of course, the PC is a different ball game, but on the iPad, that is what I'm going to stick with. Anyway, back to the drawing and getting right close to the end now. I'm just putting a few more branches and twigs in there just to sort of finish it off. And that is pretty much it. That's my sketch of Grindleford. I hope you've liked this video. If you have, big thumbs up, much appreciated, helps me out a lot. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I have lots of videos like this. I'd love to be sharing them with you. So, hopefully, I will see you in the next one. Bye.